There we go. All right, welcome everybody to another RUAC show and tell, this time for our hashtag RUAC Spoon Challenge 38, a template provided to us by Doc Ramblins, Doc in the Woods on Instagram. And yeah, very, very excited. This is a good one. I'm gonna just let Doc, I'm gonna spotlight him here real quick, and he can kind of tell us how this template came about and show us some examples of his carvings to it, and then we'll start our round robin. Let me spotlight you real quick here, Doc. All right.
Hey everybody. Thanks for trying out this template. It's one that I really have gotten to like, and funny enough, the first one I ever did, I actually just picked a spoon out of my silverware drawer and used that to trace onto a piece of wood. And then that spoon that I made, I've been kind of using as the template from there. But I always end up with these little chunks of wood off the side of a big cooking spoon that are so pretty, and trying to figure out what to do with them, that seemed like a good use. So I started making these little guys also because I have a bunch of nieces and nephews who I'm trying to get hooked on wooden spoons. And when I show them the big old ones that I like to use for eating my food, they get a little overwhelmed. So these are great for kids. And then like my wife really likes them because she doesn't like the bigger ones either. So
Awesome.
Yeah, the first one I made is this little guy from ash. It's baked ash. And then I like this one, but the wood is really porous. So I tried to do it on a bunch of different woods. I think my favorite one that I did is the rhododendron. It's super smooth and came out really delicate looking. Nice thin midsection, but it's still really strong.
Nice.
Also tried it in alder and maple, and did this most recent one in tulip magnolia. And I always like to do a little, detail at the end to make it kind of taper off, and I see a lot of people doing cool things there. So it's also a really good spoon because you can fit it in your pocket or in a purse really easily. So yeah, and then the last one I did is kind of a little off, but I put a finial on it. So
nice. Beautiful. What kind of wood is that?
This one is spalted maple.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like, yeah, it's got some curl there in the handle. Very nice.
Yeah. And then I only made a few this time, but also the additional add-on challenge was the tiny spoons. So I made
very nice.
Two necklaces and one little salt spoon. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't see too many folks doing those, so I don't know if anyone actually did the tiny spoon part, but
I like that idea, the necklace one especially. It's kind of like a necklace version of a pocket spoon. It's perfect for when you're like going in the summer, going out for ice cream to the local place. You don't have to take their silly plastic spoons.
And it lets folks know that you're in the spoon club.
That's right.
I asked a friend to make me a necklace scoop, and he made this, which is like huge, but super, super beautiful. Yep. But yeah, I think it's fun to wear a little spoon around your neck, and then it gets a conversation going with people like, why are you wearing a spoon? Like, oh, I made this. I make other spoons too.
So that baked ash one, is that all you did was bake it to get that rich color?
Yeah, but I got real hot. I went up to like 375. So it, pretty much blackened it.
Yeah, last time I tried that, I reduced my scoop to ash.
Yeah, at that heat, I'll usually wrap it in a few layers of foil so that it's kind of buffered, because the element from the oven gets much hotter than the internal temperature of the oven, so it can do some damage to the wood if it's too close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I had it in there. Mine was out of maple, and I had it in there for like half an hour on like 300, I think it was, or something like that, and like nothing, like it wasn't doing, like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
So I turned it up to 350 and left it for like another 15 minutes, went back up, and it had just gotten a little bit of color, like not much. So I was getting really frustrated. So I cranked it to, I think 375 or 400. And the bad move was I decided to come downstairs, get on Rise Up, and sit and carve while waiting for it. And next thing I know, I hear the smoke alarm going off, and I go upstairs, and there's smoke pouring out of the oven. And I'm just like, oh no. So I ended up with it was a whale tail scoop that I had done, and I ended up with having nothing but the tail. So I made a little pendant out of it for a necklace, and then I ended up losing it. So
yeah, it goes pretty fast once you get above like 325, 350.
yeah, as I
And
found out.
I don't really like to go over 400 because I feel like sometimes that will weaken the wood where it gets super brittle
Yeah, super
and it can
brittle.
break a lot easier. So
Yep. Awesome. Well, wonderful. Thank you for sharing this template with us. And yeah, very, very cool. One last question. Are you knife finishing all of your spoons, or do you do a sanding?
so I tried to put it in some of the posts. I'm doing a mix of both. So like this
Okay.
one is completely knife finished. You can kind of see the little
Facets.
knife
Yep.
marks on the back. Whereas like this one, I sanded the bowl,
Mm-hmm.
but then left the handle all completely knife finished because I wanted to keep the facets, but I
Very
help
nice.
make the bowl nice and smooth for going into the mouth. So,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm getting better at my knife finish. Originally, I was sanding out of necessity, but I really just like the feel. So I'm trying to only incorporate it when I really want to now, and
Yep.
practice my knife finishing up a bit more.
Brilliant. There is really something. I've got a few spoons by some fairly well-known makers that have like highly polished sanded finishes
Yeah, yeah,
in the bowl, and there is something amazing to the mouthfeel when something is taken to that level of smoothness.
yeah. I
Especially
tried.
in some of the more open porous woods, you can't get there purely with a knife
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, and the ash one was that
Yep.
kind of situation. But I try and go up to like 1500 or 2000 on the bowl part of spoons, just because like it can get fluffy if you don't polish it up that
Yeah.
high. But if you go that high, like I have one that I've been using for over a year, sanded, and it's still smooth as the day I finished it. So
Yep. I've got one that by Don Nalajetti, who he did the handle on it, and it's glass smooth.
yeah,
Like he took it up to, I think it was like a 14,000 grit polishing, like auto polishing paper. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
I chatted on here with him once. He uses like micron
Right.
rags, like polishing cloth.
Yep.
Even
Yeah,
yeah.
it's incredible.
Hmm.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's enough, John. Let's jump out. Let me remove the spotlight, go back out to my grid. And who would like to go first? Shake, shake, wave your hands, make motion somewhere so that I can see you. Oh, now don't be shy, everyone. All right, Jürgen, way to kick us off. Let me spotlight you.
You guys can hear, right?
Oh yeah, I hear the birdies in the background.
Yeah, it's raining here a little bit. Yeah, I did the medium-sized one. Well, that. See that through.
Nice, yeah, nice crank.
Yeah, I like that. They had a line running in the back through side,
Yeah,
which kind of added to the look in the back of it. So
very nice.
yeah, it's a nice simple. And I like this. Like you said, you're always doing a lot of the bigger spoons, so I need to have a little bit more of the smaller ones. And this is, like my wife said, this is perfect for like the jam and getting things out, morning yogurt, something like that. She doesn't
Yep.
like the bigger spoons either, so like the smaller ones. Yeah, she doesn't like my big spoons, so this works. Thanks.
Very nice. What kind of wood was that?
This was it's a cherry, and yeah, it's kind of got all of the you get all that raised
Yeah,
at the front of it, but it's just a nice little piece of cherry that was small little piece, like you said, that's hanging off that you took off from something else.
Nice.
very nice. Awesome. Great. Thanks so much, Jürgen.
Thanks.
All right, drop back out to the gallery view. Wave a hand. Who would like to go next? Do. All right, Rachel. It's Rachel Baton.
Hello. Yeah, so this was a last minute spoon. I hadn't really intended to do the template, but I was splitting some blackthorn to make eating spoons, and there was one that was just too small, and I shoved it in the box. And I thought, oh no, I know what I can use that for. So that was really, really useful, because you don't want to waste any of this. So I did that this morning. Yeah, it's a different shaped bowl from what I'm used to. It's a different crank. It's just a different everything. So it was interesting to try. And as you say, it'll be really good for jams and chutneys and those sort of things. So it'll go into use, and I'll see how it works.
How'd you like carving blackthorn?
I like the results of it. I like the feel of the knife when it works, but it's really chippy. If you don't pay attention, I think it's just slightly compromised. And if you're not on the ball, you lose a great big chunk, and you have to start rectifying. But I mean, the finish is wonderful, and this stuff isn't twisting too much just at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dry. I think it was rotten in the tree, so it's not great, and it's not great to split because it just fractures off rather than splitting.
Yeah,
but it's worth the effort. Yeah. So thanks, Doc. It was great to be able to use those little bits of wood.
awesome. Yeah, that bowl shape is very different than, like, it's kind of an elongated, like, and the back end sort of very close and similar to the front end, and it's a neat shape. It's not one I don't think I definitely want to try it, so I'll be giving it a shot this next week while I'm out at Pat's. Cool.
When'd you go to Pat's?
We're heading out. So Poggy's and Phil are coming in tomorrow. We're gonna hang for a couple days, do the 4th of July thing here, and then we're heading out Wednesday. So we'll get out there Wednesday afternoon.
Cool.
And Willow's gonna meet us here too. So it's right out with us. So it's gonna be quite the party. All right. Drop back out. Who would like to go next? Sonny, I know you mentioned that you wanted to, yeah, let me go ahead and get you spotlighted.
So yeah, I've used the last few minutes to burnish a couple of these spoons. I ended up making 3. First 2 are out of cherry. And unlike those people who are being very good and using up scraps, I need to go get a fresh piece of wood. So I picked the nice pieces of cherry that I had, and didn't put a lot of crank in it, but I did really like the shape. I think these would make excellent like kid spoons or baby spoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, decided to do another one this morning because Neil gave me a hard time about not making a walnut one on Instagram.
I saw that.
This morning I got up and I have to go down and make a walnut one for him and post another picture. So
Perfectly centered split.
Right.
Yeah, and it was relatively dry too. I went ahead and oiled all of these this morning. These two were carved before and they were dry enough. And this one was out of relatively dry walnut. So I went ahead and put some oil on it so I can call it done. But I'm with you, Doc, on the sanded versus knife finish. Sanded is very nice feeling, but I came to the conclusion it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
To sand them. So the practice getting a good knife finish and trying to get, without any snags or without any things that are going to be sharp and pokey. And I also like doing burnishing. I've got a little piece of antler that I polished up the tip of it and try to get them, to where they're smooth from knife finish plus burnishing, and keep at it, keep practicing. But yeah, thank you for the template, Doc. It's kind of fun to try something new, and I think that I could do a few more of these and work on the crank and get a little bit more shape to it instead of just flat with the tip up, which is kind of, just a little bit more work necessary on that.
I like the detail you did on the handle on that one cherry one.
Yeah, I mean, they're all relatively just stop at the end, kind of, they're nothing fancy, but this one probably has a little bit more I could do to it, because this is the one that I was just finishing like 30 minutes ago.
Very nice.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. And huge thanks, as always, to Sonny for doing all of our template PDF work and getting them posted up on our website. Appreciate all your time and effort, Sonny. Thank you
so much, Sonny.
No problem. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Who would like to go next? Dun, 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 dun. John, all right. Let me spotlight you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Trying to get a little light on this. Here's mine. I got a little extra in the template, I think. This is, it was mystery wood to me. I think it's plum, but it's just a guess. Really like the shape of the spoon, the bowl.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't want to say delicate, but it's nice and well, it's unique for sure.
Yeah.
I finished mine with a little bit of dog print there. Can anybody see that?
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's a paw print if anyone
Paw
can
print.
see it.
Sorry, my light is so crappy. So mine has a little bit of coal rosing and that's it.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Great job.
Thanks for the template. It's really cool, really different.
Yeah, I like the amount of swoop you put in the handle. I think it adds to the character of the spoon when they're real swoopy like that in the middle.
I didn't realize how skinny these were. I could have made two out of the tiny log I was working from. So
Yeah.
there's a lot kind of good.
Awesome. All right, drop back out. All right, who would like to go next? All right, Michael.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, Doc, thanks for the template. Really nice. Actually, I should start by showing off when the day I did my reveal, I happened to be down in Portland and there was a wood event that day. And Doc was on the reveal and he was at the wood event and he actually gave me one of his little spoon necklaces. So that's
Nice.
the 35. So yeah, so just showing off a little bit. One of these days I got to do one of these myself. Maybe before I can make next trip down to Portland. Sure, there'll be some good reason to get down there one of these days. But thanks for that, Doc. That was really special when you presented it over at Wade's. But anyways, here's my take on the 38. It's plum, got a little bit of sapwood on it. So it was, it was a bunch of plum. I was cutting up blanks for Spoon Club, and these were, this piece was not as long as my typical cooking spoons, but longer than the template. And so I just decided, like, okay, well, I'm not going to cut the ends off the plum to make it the right size. So I just went with it. So and I just grabbed one of these and actually started it at Spoon Club a few weeks ago. There's a few more. I think I had like 3 or 4 of these. So there's some others floating around in the Spooniverse. But had a lot of fun with it. And somehow the template, one of the things I liked was just there seemed to be a lot of taper, the sort of the taper where it got thin, sort of mid handle.
Yeah.
Somehow that just kind of resonated with me like that. But yeah, so I did, it's got my typical foolishness, sort of, the rounded end, smooth
I like it.
here.
It's really elegant looking. I like that elongated and the thinness in there. Very, very elegant looking.
Yeah, I mean, it's plum, so, you're just, with plum, you can make them pretty thin, so that's, but yeah, Doc, thanks a lot. And hopefully one of these days I can make it down to Portland. Hopefully, get down there when you're doing Spoon Club or something. It's been a while since I got to hang out with you guys. So definitely should have that on the calendar.
Yeah, man. I hope we get to see each other soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Great job,
Thanks.
Michael. Thanks. You always get the most gorgeous plum wood. I swear to God. All right. Who would like to go next? Oh, look at this. We've got Jody out there from on the road somewhere. Hey, Jody. Do you have a spoon to show?
Yeah, I should go now because I don't know
how long you'll have your connection. All right, let me spotlight you. Where are you now?
We are in California.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yay.
Sunrise.
I know, it's beautiful. Actually, I'll show you real fast.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we're up here. We have a big 365 view up in this little campsite. Anyway,
Very
I
cool.
brought my spoon all the way across country. I don't even know if.
Yeah, we can see it.
So I have this one, which is cherry,
Mhm.
and then I have another one that I did on the road. This is spalted silver birch.
Nice.
Ooh, pretty.
Beautiful.
Interesting colors.
Yeah.
But I will make more of these. This is something that I like saving offcuts and making little. I like the word treat spoon. I thought that was cool.
That's good. Treat spoon. I like that a lot.
Um,
Is this wood that you brought from home, or is this wood that you scavenged along the way?
no, this is what I brought from home. There's no wood out here.
Yeah, it looks pretty dry.
I was thinking people were like, oh, you could get like a piece of wood from each state and carve a spoon. And I thought, God, it's a good thing I didn't do that. You ever try to like scavenge green wood in Nevada? How did people like that? No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, take up stone carving.
Crazy. Anyway, these are my 2 spoons. These are the only sizes that I did, but I will do more. Thanks,
Awesome.
Doc.
Yeah, they're great.
Beautiful job. Loving following your pictures on your travels, Jody.
Thanks for following.
Safe journey.
Thank you.
All right, drop back out. Who would like to go next? All right, Craig. Craig, all the way from down in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's the wee hours, like 1:30 in the morning, so I better do my little show and tell before I go off to bed.
Awesome.
I've just started carving, really. It was November last year, and so got nearly all of my information off Instagram, and I hate things going to waste, so I saw an English oak tree being cut down, and thought, oh, I really need to make something, and then saw the spoon challenge and thought, okay, I'll give that a go. But I didn't realize how hard it was to carve, actually split a piece of green English oak, let alone make a spoon out of it. So that's my attempt. I think I went a bit deep in the bowl compared to everybody else, but
very nice.
That's pretty common when you start out, is going deeper than you want to on a bowl.
Yeah.
No, it looks great though.
I'm quite pleased with it. So
I was going to say, it makes for a good like sugar scoop or something like that.
Yep. That's all that counts. As long as the person that made it is happy, then that's good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got that right. Beautiful. Great job. That's pretty good for somebody that's only started 6 months or so ago. So
Yeah, and starting off with oak as your wood
Right.
is definitely a challenge too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Excellent.
the challenge.
Yeah, glad to have you with us. All right, drop back out. Who would like to go next? All right, John. Was that a wave of the hand, or was that just?
I saw George started to put his hand up, so I put mine back down, but you grabbed me.
All right, yep, sorry, I didn't see you, George. I'll get you next.
So I made, I guess, it's up to 7 now.
Oh, wow.
The first one I made was a little longer, it's an 8-inch.
Nice.
They came out pretty good. I didn't get the swoop that I wanted, and I realized it's such a graceful curve that Doc's got in the template. I had a really hard time getting this wood to do what I wanted.
You got to work at it from all angles at once, otherwise it can get a little wonky.
Yeah.
Right. And so then next I made a 6-inch.
Nice.
And, I made it a little thick because I was really scared of like breaking it all the way through. And the cutoff from this one became this one. And if you look closely, you can see that it broke right there.
Oh no.
So that became the design of the crack. And so then I glued it back together and then just took the shape of the crack and made this design out of it.
Nice.
But my wife has decided, yeah, this is the perfect sugar spoon.
Nice.
Awesome. There you go.
Are you burning those designs in or coal rosing or?
Coal roasting.
Nice.
Yeah, that one was coal roast. This one was carved with a knife.
Nice.
Okay, then I made a little one.
A little scoopy.
Little scooper scoop.
Made a little scoop, and I shaped the bottom so it will sit flat. And somebody was insisting that all spoons had to be proud. So this one's very proud of its shape.
Nice.
The bowl sticks up a little bit.
Love it.
And I have another blank that I started.
There we go.
Going tiny.
So this might be a good
Yeah, there you go.
a good necklace one.
Watch those fingertips when you're doing the bowl on those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I started making a couple of 7-inch ones. And this one was pretty successful, a little thick, but I decided to just be patient and so I'm trying burnishing these with a smooth rock. And
Yep.
so that's how I did this, and actually it's turning out really nice. It's nice and smooth. And then this was the cutoff from that one, and it has a couple knots in it. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the design when I get there, but
Very
that's
nice.
in progress.
All right.
That one. So this was fun. I never really did get the shape of the curve the way I wanted to, but anyway, I really it is such a beautiful design, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. All right. Jump back out and grab George. Where are you, George? There you are. Spotlight you. All right, George.
Yes, I jumped on this. So I always make also off-cut spoons, but I didn't really follow the template as many times. But I thought I make one out of cherry, and as I carved the template, I realized that I think the bowl shape is really nice to try something like a one-cut bowl shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to use a quite shallow knife and do one cut to the middle and one cut to the other side, and really get it as smooth as possible. So that was my goal in this template. So
we lost your audio, George. Is that just me?
No, I can't hear him either.
George, can you hear us? Oh no. George, can you hear us?
Yes.
We lost your audio.
Oh.
There you're back.
There you're back.
I can still hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, my battery is about to. So I think I am on 2%. So now it's
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's breaking up. We lost whatever it was that you were showing us with your knife.
Yeah, I just said that I try to the bowl in one cut. So like
Gotcha.
One from here, one from there, one cross cut, and that's it. So try to really make the bowl as even as possible. And yeah, I try to.
Oh,
we lost you again. It's all right.
Now it should be okay. I think my children AirPods trying to connect with the iPad.
Ah, gotcha. It's a beautiful spoon, as always.
Yeah, I try to follow the template as much as possible, but also put a little bit of my thing into it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I started a plum spoon as well, as I should. So as Sunny always needed to do black walnut, I think I need to do a plum spoon. So this is on the run. And yeah, and I saw that the template really fits into my horn spoons. I made lately a few spoons out of horn, and I found out that this material is also quite interesting to use. So you can sort of carve and grind it. You can form it a little bit like for me, like the metal side as a goldsmith. So horn, I think, is that is something between metal and wood. And yeah, I'm on vacation right now, and so I don't have the spoons with me, but I made a post with the challenge and everything, so there you can see a little bit step by step how to make a horn spoon. So it's also small spoons, and because it's difficult to get like big pieces of horn straight out of a really curved one. And yeah, so
cool.
Yeah, that was my thing for that.
Awesome.
Challenge.
Nice. What kind of horn are you using, George?
Oh, I'm collaborating with a biologic farm, and they want to use everything from the animal in all the parts. So we're making bracelets out of the hair, and it's a normal old species of cow they raise, and so they to make something out of the horn as well. So
that's
I
awesome.
try to make some spoons out of that. So yeah,
very cool.
So you scroll down through the pictures, maybe later you maybe see that attempts as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, George. Very cool.
Welcome. And thank you for the template and all the effort you all do with it all the time. Chuck, Sunny.
Oh yeah.
And
it's all Sunny and the people providing the template. I just facilitate. Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Never, Chuck, never.
All right.
Why we don't.
Thanks. All right. Who would like to go next? Wave a hand. All right, Patrice. And then we'll go to Liz. Where's my spotlight? There we go. All right.
Oh, I got a really beautiful piece of apple wood from Michael, Woodenspoonfool. See beautiful little patterns in the wood grain. Wow. And I actually didn't really look at the side profile when I was working on it, just working on getting that shape of the bowl right, and then some kind of lovely taper to like a wider end, and then I kind of did my end a little bit longer, bigger. Someone said it looks kind of like a coffin. I don't think that's why I was drawn to it. I just really like the shape.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. So back to your coffins.
So yeah, it was a really nice template, and I have a few more small pieces of wood that I look forward to turning into a 38. And for me, the narrow bowl is perfect. I really like to eat with narrower bowled spoons, but yeah, it was just really fun to do this one and fairly quick, which makes it less frustrating for me if I can knock a spoon out, relatively quickly. So I think that's also part of the appeal, just being able to use those offcuts, being able to get a spoon pretty quickly, fit it into a busy schedule. And yeah, just gorgeous wood. And I also look forward to meeting you in person next month, Doc.
Yay. I'll have a tiny spoon necklace waiting for you when you show up.
Thank you. That's super exciting.
Make sure you put a skull on it.
Or we can collab and I'll put a skull on it.
There you go.
We'll work it out.
Cool.
All right, thanks, Doc, for the template.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful job, Patrice. All right. Yeah, what's your secret, Michael? How do you get such amazing wood all the time?
You know, you just make friends, be nice, you know, share.
That's
you know.
it. I'm out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Giving away beautiful spoons also doesn't hurt.
See, that's the other one, is I'm so loath to give them away. I hold on to every one like they're my little precious. Not really. I try to trade them all away. My wife is sick of having too many spoons around. All right, Liz, let me get you spotlighted. Were you waving your hand before, or are you ready to go?
I think I maybe waved a spoon.
Oh, okay. Are you okay to go?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So I did 3. I still feel like, I mean, I think I've been carving just over a year, but still feel like I'm a real beginner.
I got news for you. I've been carving for probably about 10, 11 years now, and I still feel like a beginner too.
Okay. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Every day is a school day. So I thought it was going to be quite a nice, simple one to do. And it was my first one. This is laburnum.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice.
It came out, I was quite pleased with it, and not much of a crank, but I realized I wasn't looking at the side profile either. I was just looking at getting the shape right. So I was pleased with that, but they all came out so different, and I think I wasn't going back to the template. This was I think it was sycamore, and it was very unforgiving. It shows off every flaw and every mark, and I've, even with a bit of burnishing, I burnished with a pebble. So yeah, that one, it's just very straight. No, I mean, look, there's just no scoop or anything in it, but it was good practice. It's not symmetrical either.
It's not absolutely required. A flat spoon works too, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll still hold something.
Yeah.
And then this last one was on some very, very old spalted cherry. I mean, it was a really rotten old tree that had been cut down, and there are some good bits with it, but the top part was really what you call punky. Is that what you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah.
Really kind of spongy, and I got this nasty notch, so I just took it off at the top, so it's changed the shape. But yeah, it's a really kind of, it is cherry, but it's very old and rotten, but it's holding, I don't know. And there's some nice patterns. I've got a lot of it, so
Yeah.
I'll just work my way through it.
Some of the nicest spoons that I think I carved was out of some really old, like a huge hunk of cherry log that a friend had dropped off to me eons ago. And I was like 5 years old before I got, so all of the sap, a lot of the sapwood was rotted or bug infested, but you got down to the heartwood and it had all this gorgeous spalting in it and amazing colors. And yeah, you can find some really amazing pieces of wood.
There's some lovely sort of markings and different shades through it, but not very different to how it once was and could have been. Your
bowl shape there where you had to cut that piece off, that's not a flaw. That's asymmetry. You made an asymmetrical bowl.
Yes, I did. That's right.
It's all in the marketing.
Thank you.
Creative design.
That's right.
Yes, but I did enjoy it. It was a real kind of learning for me. I don't know what happened to my handle with that. It's just really kind of chunky, and I think I just got a bit obsessed with the bowl got smaller and smaller. So same template, all very different, but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I think I'll definitely make some more, keep my offcuts.
Awesome.
You.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Drop back out to the gallery. Who would like to go next? All right, Bonnie, let me get you spotlighted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's early here.
Yes, it is.
Washington State.
Not as early as it is in New Zealand, though.
True. This is a piece of plum that I got from the Seattle Spoon Club, which probably was, the source was probably Michael. Thank you, Michael. First time I've turned plum, and it's delightful to turn. And not turn, I mean carve. I'm a turner.
Well, you have to turn it over in your hand as you're carving it. So you're turning and carving all at once.
True. Yes, all the time. And I think I make the bowl a little bit too deep. But I started out that way too. I have to work to get them shallower, but it's just so fun to use those curved knives.
Right? It's so satisfying when you take those, and you can just keep going and going and going. Next thing you know, you're carving a cup, not a bowl, a spoon bowl.
Yep.
Yep. But the plum is delightful. And I found this in my freezer, so I think it was left over from last fall. But
that is gorgeous.
I'm gonna go dig around the freezer and see if I can find some more.
I need one of those freezers that just keeps spontaneously generating additional pieces of wood. Put them in there and let them procreate overnight, you know?
I can send you some, Bonnie, if you want to.
Oh. Yeah, that would be an expensive shipment. I'll just see if I can talk Michael.
George, if you could rent a container and send it over on a container ship, I could pick it up at the port in New Jersey.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go on a wood finding expedition with David tomorrow. There's apple, and I think there may be some plum and fig. So we should be able to get a good batch of stuff and bring that back for Spoon Club. So
I look forward to that.
Awesome.
Thank you for the template too. It's just a nice, delicate spoon.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I enjoyed it. You did a great job with it.
Thank you.
All right, let me drop back out. And who would like to go next? Who's not had a chance to go yet? Tom. All right, let me spotlight you.
Well, I want to say thank you for the template. I found a piece of oak that was in my firewood that I picked out.
Nice.
Nice raise. Oh, is this one? I think I remember. Does it have the knot on the back of the spoon? Yeah.
So it has these twin knots here. I don't know if we can see them very well. And then there's like this marring right in here. And it held up when it hit the knife too. So it didn't just go into a million pieces. So I was pretty happy with that. And then one of those knots came through on the top to give it kind of a Cyclops looking eye. So
nice.
Probably a little too porous to do much with liquids, but pulling spices out of a jar or sugar or salt or whatever would probably be handy.
You can fill all that with some epoxy and give it a nice, beautiful plastic feel.
Well, it burnished really nicely, and the rays they don't open, or like the.
That was a joke, by the way.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the template also.
Awesome,
Yeah,
great job. All right. All right, who has not yet had a chance to go? Kaylyn, did you go?
I can go now. I'm obviously finishing homework as I do on Rise Up. So thank you, Doc, again for the template. I'm really big into trying to use as much of the wood that I can source so that it's sustainable and I'm not making like tons of wood chips. So when I typically do large cooking spoons, I actually use the bandsaw to take out the two sides. Because I've found, depending on the grain, if you try and axe those out, they don't always come out in a rectangle billet. It'll like peel off and then it'll be a wedge. So I've started incorporating a little tiny tabletop bandsaw into just getting those side pieces out. And a lot of times I'll make them into like little kayak paddle coffee stirrers. But this was perfect to use for that size of wood. This one I scaled down a little bit from the template just because I didn't have quite the right size. A little pin cherry spoon. And then I lost some of the dolphin-esque-ness of it. but I still very
No,
much,
it's still quite swoopy. Very nice.
yeah, and I kept a really gentle drop on the very end of it.
Mhm.
So this one was fun, and I just got done with trying to do my first production run of some flat topped little coffee stir spoons. And I had one that failed, so I carved it way too thin in the bowl, like it flexed completely. So during this call, I decided, it was sitting right here for me, that
Nice.
I would get out a tiny spoon.
There it is.
There you go.
Great little finial.
This has been my 6 a.m. rise up teeny tiny spoon jam.
Are you gonna try and drill it out and turn it into a necklace?
I think I could just tie it around the finial. That was my
That's
plan.
true. Yeah, make a little knot.
Make
That'd
it
be
very easy and lazy about it. So there
Awesome.
we are as a tiny wild cherry. Wild
Great
cherry.
little detail on there too.
Yeah, well, and you can see like I didn't carve this bowl, like I carved around it, but this is how thin the spoon itself, so it definitely was not going to be a functional actual spoon, but it makes a very nice little teeny tiny one. So thank you for
That's very cool. Let me see the other piece that broke off.
Oh yeah, the one that I carved off.
Yeah, so now you got to take and turn that into another teeny tiny little spoon.
I see. I think the benefit with this is the bowl is already carved out. And
Yeah, I know.
I just had to. I think like trying to carve out a bowl in this makes my fingers too scared.
Yeah. When I'm doing those, I've learned you don't actually move the knife, you move the wood. With these really tiny ones, you just kind of like hold the knife still, because if you try and take a cut out, it goes a lot farther than you want it to.
Yeah. No, so thanks for the prompt at the beginning of the call. I didn't have any intention of carving this, but it was a fun little.
Glad you did.
I think maybe there's a new market there for somebody to make like a new tool that has a full-sized handle, but it's a teeny tiny little scoop hook knife on the end.
Flex Cut makes a baby hook knife that I've been
There you go.
considering getting, because I'm curious how well it'll work for that. But
there you go. I have a Nick Westerman small one, but it's not quite that small.
Nick Westerman has a small one as well.
Yeah. All right. Great job, Kaylyn, as always.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Is there anybody else that's not yet? Scott, you're not on camera. Do you have something to show?
Well, not today, thanks.
Okay, no worries. All right, and then I think we've gone through everybody. So that being the case, unfortunately, for whatever reason, my Instagram still will not load. So I can't share my screen and walk through the hashtag to look at the images, but everybody go out, take a look through them. There's some really beautiful spoons out there. Doc, I know, has posted several of his beautiful spoons in this form. And yeah, there's a lot of fun, and it's a great, like everybody said, it's a great template to use for all those little offcuts. So fantastic job, everybody. Round of applause to all. So before we sign off, I just want to announce that we do have the next spoon template up. RUAC Spoon Challenge 39 it's a Viking inspired spoon shape by Miles Wood, West Saxon in Wales on Instagram. He has put together, and he's very into a lot of Viking and actually older Anglo-Saxon research and reenactment. And he's got a spoon template that we've put up there that is based on a lot of his research into old Viking age spoons. So check it out. The show and tell will be on July 23rd. Same bat channel, same bat time as always, 9 a.m. Eastern. Sorry for all you West Coasters and those further afield. And yeah, so have fun with it, folks. And thanks everybody for participating. Doc, thank you very much. Really, really a fun template.
yeah, it was great. Thanks again, Sonny, and hope everyone had fun. Maybe we'll see some more tiny spoons in the future.
There you go.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Rob.
All right. Stop.